Welcome to RRTV's live broadcast of the Australian New Zealand Skip Barber Championship, and we're down to the final round today, round 10, coming to you live from Mount Panorama Circuit. I'd like to introduce my co-commentator, Adrian Jarvis. How are you going, Adrian?
Yeah, good, Bernie. Hello and welcome, viewers. Yeah, last round, isn't it? Been a long time, Bernie. So, enjoying it tonight at Bathurst. So this is going to be exciting today.
It certainly is, and having a look at the weather out there today, folks, have a look at that. It is a gloomy Sunday up there in Mount Panorama, and I guess one thing we've got in our favour today is it doesn't look like it's going to be snowing out there in the virtual raceway.
Yeah, it certainly is. Cool tracks out there. The guys are going to love it for the grip, but mind you, still push these little things and they will get a little bit sideways on you. That's just because of the tyres on them, Bernie. But, it should be good. And, the guys are going to love it being this cool. I know I would.
Yeah, that's right. And having a look at our weather at the moment, folks, the sky is overcast, as you can see from our blimp cam. Wind speeds 8 kilometres per hour coming from the southwest today. Humidity 100%, so extremely humid out there, but it's got a cool track temp of 21 degrees, which the guys are going to absolutely love, and an air temp of 18 degrees. So, I think they're going to like this.
Yeah, they certainly will, Bernie. Nice, cool air, nice, cool track, And the only thing too with that, Bernie, the boys are going to be pushing a lot harder across the top, and that's where you can find yourself in big trouble if you get it all wrong across the top of the mountain today.
Well, that's right, and these guys absolutely push it around here. They're on the absolute limit. And as usual, folks, the qualifying out there went all week. They had Tuesday night, Thursday night, and again they were out there on Saturday. Now, as far as the weather went, it was a bit sunnier on Tuesday night, but then this gloom set in for Thursday, and it's been here ever since. So having a look at our point score at the moment, folks, after 9 rounds, David Buda is leading the championship on 239 points, followed by Benjamin Smith on 162, and no doubt he will be looking at defending that position from Paul Wood-Stotesbury on 161. Troy Burgess is still in the run there for the top 2 or 3 positions, depending how they finish, and he's in 4th, followed by Kevin Willman in 5th on 137 points, Richard Craig in 6th on 75 points, Troy Duffin equal 6th on 75, 8th is Mick Gray on 70, 9th Colin Sudi, and rounding out our top 10 is Anthony Mansorella on 56 points.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of positions there to be fought for today, Bernie, for the last round. So that's going to be interesting to watch those two try and one up each other today.
Yeah, exactly. So keep an eye on Benjamin Smith, Paul Wood-Stotesbury and Troy Burgess today, folks. That's where the battle's going to be, and for the 2nd and 3rd in this championship. Having a look at our Constructors' Championship or Team Championship, we have Relentless Racing. They have wrapped up this championship on 314 points, followed by Shangaroo Racing Team on 210 points. DT Racing is sitting in 3rd, followed by Benjamin Smith. He's a privateer on 162 points. Then Kevin Willman, another privateer, is in 5th. Evolution Racing Australia is sitting in 6th at the moment. 7th is Troy Duffin, another privateer. Mid-Pack Racing is in 8th. And 9th, Colin Sudi, another privateer. And rounding out our top 10 is Red Dust Racing on 52 points. So, having a look now, I know I'm throwing a lot at you folks, but there's a lot to cover, so we'll have a look at our final qualifying positions for this final round. So again, David Buda has taken pole position. He set that yesterday with a 227.879, and that's absolutely flying. As you can see, he's the only one in the 227s. Then we'll have Kevin Willman in second. Richard Craig, fantastic job sitting there in third position. Fourth, Graham Morrell. Fifth, Josh Anderson. Sixth will be Troy Duffin. Seventh, Ben Conroy. Eighth, Mick Gray. If you look at that, folks, they're all within a second of each other, or well, 0.6 of a second of each other, from second all the way back there to eighth. Then we have Kevin Henderson in ninth. 10th will be Stephen Davies. 11th, Jason Willman. 12th, Ben Seidel. 13th, Brian Hender. 14th is Darren Lesu, followed by Michael Thomas. 16th will be Anthony Mansorella. Then we have Kurt Marr, Craig Jones, and rounding out our field of 19 is Ty Tran. So it looks like we've got a pretty good field out there again today, Adrian.
Yeah, certainly does, Bernie. Good to see that we've got quite a few guys in here today, and it should be good racing all the way through. Like you said, only 0.6 of a second between them all. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely close racing around here, and I jumped in on a session with them on Thursday night to have a bit of a run around here in the Skippy. And I tell you what, you really have to push these cars to the limit to get anywhere near the times these guys are putting out at the moment.
Yeah, that's it just shows you. Like I had a race earlier on this year with the boys, and yeah, just phenomenal how they can actually push these cars and get them to flow through those corners. They do a fantastic job, that's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, they certainly do, and as we can see now, Richard Craig at the moment set in practice the second fastest time, so he's looking extremely competitive here, and no doubt he's going to be trying to run as backstop there for David Buda, his teammate who's leading this championship. Well, pretty much wrapped it up.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. And also Richard will be out here today to try and get a decent result again. He's had a shocker this season. Didn't start off too well for him, but in the back half of this season it's improved and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he certainly is. It's coming his way, isn't it? But as you said earlier in the season, he did have quite a number of incidents that he was involved in, which wasn't any fault of his own. It's just he had quite a lot of bad luck out there for the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, and we've only just seen how well he can actually drive these cars in the last half of the season, Bernie. And well, we knew he could drive the car quite well. It's just unfortunate events have happened for him at the beginning, and but he's come up and pushed this car forward, and he's going to obviously, one, protect his teammate, and two, trying to do a good result for himself as well. I'm sure if he can take the podium, he'll take it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And maybe because it's been wrapped up, there probably won't be any team orders, and hopefully they'll have a really good, fun and exciting race out there, especially for our viewers. For the viewers new to this series, this is a year-long series, so today David Buda will be crowned the 2015 Australian New Zealand Skip Barber Champion. This series started pretty much in February, and they have been running one round every 3 weeks pretty much. They've started in Australia, and they've gone all around the world to come back and finish here at Mount Panorama today. So there's been a lot of hours put in by the teams here and a huge commitment, so it's been great to see them all participate this year.
Yeah, certainly has, Bernie, and I'd like to thank the organisers as well, Bernie, putting on this great event for these guys. I mean, without the organisers getting this sorted out and getting this series off the ground and running, we wouldn't have this event for all the guys, and I know they've appreciated this season, and it's been a fantastic series, first series, and they've done a fantastic job, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, well, it's only going to get bigger and better, I'm sure of it. It all started in February with the Skip Barbers, and before long we had the Star Mazdas come on board. We've also had the Formula Ones do a trial championship, and all those three organisers have formed the Oceania Formula Championship. and it's only going to grow from here. And if there's any other organisers out there that want to join in on the Oceania Formula Championship, definitely contact Richard Craig or myself, and I can put you in touch with those people. And it'd be great to get a few more categories in here. But as always, next year RRTV will be covering the Oceania Formula Championship, and we will be bringing you all 3 categories live here on RRTV.
Yeah, so it's going to be definitely big next year, Bernie, and I'm sure the viewers out there can't wait and want to sink their teeth into next year as well. It should be great.
Yeah, that's right. And for the viewers out there, for Season 4, you may notice RRTV won't be broadcasting a lot. That's because I'm taking a well-earned break in Season 4 just to work behind the scenes to make RRTV even better. But we will be covering the Australian Endurance Championship. We'll also be covering the Monday Night Lights, and I know Trent Thomas has started up another channel, which is fantastic, and he will be bringing you the Star Mazda Australian Championship each Thursday night. So there's still a lot of viewing there for people that are interested in watching iRacing. So looking at the fastest lap set in practice at the moment, and that is Troy Duffin with a 2:28.034. So it's looking pretty good. In practice, we've had Troy, followed by Richard Craig, Kevin Willman and David Buda all in the 2:28s. And then they drop down to the 2:29s. But it's a long race around here, 50 minutes. And as always, they have no fast repairs and 15 incident points. So it's going to be a matter of surviving Mount Panorama today, I think.
Yeah, it certainly is, Bernie. I think across the top of the mountain, it's definitely going to be tippy toes around there. You don't want to hit a wall. These cars are not strong in that area, and you can bend the suspension component really easy, so the boys are going to have to be really careful on the opening laps, that's for sure.
They certainly are, and we can see the guys gridding up now. So just going through our top 10 of the grid again, it'll be David Buda, followed by Kevin Willman, Richard Craig in third, Morrell will start from fourth, fifth is Josh Anderson, sixth Troy Duffin, seventh Ben Conroy, eighth Mick Gray, ninth Kevin Henderson, out of 10th will be Davies. So that's our top 10, and let's get ready for the race. So the revs are rising now. We are under race orders.
Green flag.
And we've got green flag, and they're off, and David's got a good start there. We can see Kevin on the outside, Richard on the inside as they come up to Hell Corner for the first time. David's got a great start there, and Richard's having a look on the inside, and they're going too wide up Mountain Straight.
Yeah, as Kevin's just got in front of Richard there, and they're still going too wide, so it's going to be interesting coming up to the corner here. Oh geez, Bernie, I've forgotten the name of it, but I know we're coming up through here, Mountain Corner, and we'll see how they get through here.
Yeah, three wide into Griffin's Bend up here. Oh, and there's a bit of a touch, but they didn't. They all got through there. I'll tell you what, Richard's looking a bit vulnerable up here as they're coming up to the cutting.
He's on the inside, so he's got preferred line through here.
Yeah, so it looks like Richard Craig's going to try to consolidate in third position, and I tell you what, he had to fight for it, but at the moment it's looking good. The whole field has got through cleanly as they're coming up now up past McPhillamy Park onto Skyline very shortly.
David's got a good break here. Obviously everyone's gone through there now, Bernie. They've got through there nice and cleanly. Coming up through Skyline, we're going to come down to the dipper, so we'll see how they get through here.
Yeah, and Richard's taking it quite tentatively there, and he nearly got rear-ended there by the car behind him, but They've all got through cleanly as we can see them snake down Mount Panorama for the first time of the Australian-New Zealand Skip Barber Championship.
Yeah, they got through Forest Elbow there nice and cleanly. Now it's a draft fest all the way down down the straight here. Back straight down Conrod. Geez, Bernie, anyone would think I'm not from Australia. And yeah, they're doing a good job here. Richard's having a look out of the draft here at the moment and having a good old look coming into the chase.
Yeah, it looks like Richard's made that move coming up into second, and David Buda has stretched that lead as these four battle it. Oh, and we've had an engine blow there. I'm just trying to find out who that was.
That was Joshua Anderson, Bernie.
Yeah, that's Josh Anderson. We can see him trying to limp it back to the pits there. That's pretty much his race done and dusted, because there's no fast repairs here as he's pulling it across into pit lane out of the way, and no doubt the tow trucks will be looking at clearing that as quickly as they can. But out front at the moment, David Buda has the lead, and he's got quite a good gap at the moment. We will see 2.3731 seconds.
Yeah, definitely got a big gap there now, Bernie, and it's going to be hard to chase that down. David's showing a clean pair of heels here.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Richard is defending second from Graham Morrell in third. Kevin Willman sitting back there in fourth. Troy Duffin is in fifth. Sixth, Mick Gray. Seventh, Ben Conroy, followed by Kevin Henderson in eighth. And Stephen Davies in ninth, and then Ben Seidel is defending 10th position at this stage. To tell you what, I don't know if Richard's holding these guys up, but we've got a train of four at the moment as they snake back down through the dipper for the second time. We have 45 minutes of this race left. And it'll be interesting to see when they start taking their pit stops here.
Certainly will, Bernie, and it looks like the other two cars there just on the back of this are slowly gaining on these guys, so and they're dragging another few cars as well, so Richard could be holding them up slightly here, but we'll see how the draft works and if anyone can overtake down here at the chase.
Yeah, we can see them coming down Conrod Straight now, approaching the chase. Richards defending. Graham's jumping on to the inside here, too wide. Oh, there's been contact. Is Richard? No, he's not going to hang on to that. He's come unstuck big time. Huge accident in the chase at the moment, which has put Richard onto his roof there. So we're going to have a look at this replay, folks, and just see what unfolded here.
Such a shame for Richard. He was hoping for a good finish here.
He certainly was, and we're going to go a bit further back here, folks, just to have a look at exactly what occurred here. So we're jumping on board with Richard Craig here. We'll see Graham Morrell coming on the inside, and we'll go into super slow-mo here and just see exactly what has occurred as they've entered the chase. So you can see there, we didn't quite catch it. They did tag wheels there, but unfortunately that has left absolutely no room whatsoever, and Richard's race, it looks like it has been run, Adrian.
Yeah, Bernie, and it looks like the other driver that was unfortunately collected in that instance is out as well, Bernie, so two drivers out in that situation there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. So we're just having a look at the moment to get confirmation of their retirement. We know Richard Craig was involved in that. We can see him sitting there. The other car involved is coming out. Just trying to get a number to tell you who that car was. Might get you to try and chase that up, Adrian, while we come back to the leader. At the moment, David Buda's leading the way, 2.25 seconds. Richard Craig is in the pits. Graham Morrell, he's lucky to survive that. He's coming through in second position. Kevin Willman in third. Troy Duffin, quite a long way back, is sitting there in fourth at the moment. And I think
I think it's Troy there involved in that accident there, Bernie.
Yeah, it was. I've just had confirmation there. Troy Duffin was involved in that. He's got no front wing, he's got no rear wing, and he will be trying to get that car home. He's in 15th, so he was travelling in fourth, but due to that incident, he's out of this race. So looking back here at fifth at the moment, we have Mick Gray. He's defending from Ben Conroy. Ben's having a look on the inside, thinks better of it as they come through Hell Corner. And Kevin Henderson sitting there in the back as they're coming up to Mountain Straight. So we can see now Ben's jumping out to have a look on Mick Gray. Oh, they're going to be close as they're coming up here into Griffin's Bend. It's a matter of who's going to blink first. You'd think Ben will have the line here.
Yeah, I think so there. So Bernie, ooh, it's a little bit loose though.
Oh, it certainly is, and they're coming up too wide again. Mick's got to watch this. Kevin's having a look on the inside as they come through the cutting, but he just tucks in. You don't want to go too wide up through there, do you?
Oh, for sure, no, Bernie, and it looks like Kevin's just sat there, back there a little bit. He's following these two. I think you sit there and wait for one of these guys to make a mistake, and then he can pounce.
Yeah, well, that's right. Pretty much once you get over here, it's single file, isn't it? All the way down to the bottom of Forest Elbow down here.
Yeah, that's for sure, Bernie. You really don't want to try and make any moves here. It's just not worth it. You know, you touch the wheels here, and we've just seen there with Richard Craig, you know, just a touch of wheels at high speed. He says, oh, there's a spinner there, Bernie. So getting all out of shape there, out of the dipper there, mate.
Yeah, did we get a name of that driver?
Yeah, that's Jason William there, car number 11. Just got all out of shape coming out of the dipper there, Bernie.
Can just see him there recovering from that. We'll jump back and have a look at that replay, folks, of exactly what happened to Jason. I'm not having much luck with my replays at all at the moment. So you can see him coming down through the S's towards the dipper here. Yeah, and you're right there, he's just got it out of shape, and he's just clipped the wall. Good job in pulling that up without causing any major damage there for Jason Willman. But at the moment, David Buda is in the lead. He's been in the lead since the start, and he continues on. He's now just set the fastest lap of a 2:28.918. So it looks like we've got Richard Craig in the green room. We'll bring Richard up and have a quick chat with him. Hi Richard, welcome to RRTV, and first off, bad luck there on that incident. It looked like Graham Morrell might have clipped your wheel coming through the chase, but can you tell us what occurred from your point of view?
Yeah, hi Bernie. Yeah, exactly that. I gave him plenty of room, and he clipped me on the way past. And then I was just a passenger at the fence carrying so much momentum, bounced off the fence, and looks like I took Troy out as well. Very disappointing.
Yeah, it certainly was, because you're looking very strong up until that point, and it always gets a bit sketchy down there through the chase when you go too wide. But unfortunately, Troy was the one of the victims in that, and he T-boned you. So I can see your car's trying to be repaired. Is there any chance you'll get out there to finish this race today?
No, mate, it is, as they say, fully munted.
fully munted. Well, that's no way to end the season, but yeah, it's looking good for your teammate, David Buda, at the moment. He's leading today, and he's leading the Drivers' Championship. And I think you guys might even be leading the Team Championship.
Yeah, I'm sure we've got the Teams Championship wrapped up, and he's got the Drivers wrapped up. But it's not all over yet. Dave has some pretty severe pedal issues, and he's not getting anything like full throttle. And he's been working all morning trying to fix it. So there's something quite serious going on with his pedals. So just looking at his last lap at 2:28.9, I suppose if Kevin and Graham keep scrapping away, he might have enough in it. But yeah, he's wondering if they're going to give up the Ghost as well.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that, but at the moment he set the fastest lap. His last lap then was at 2:29.025. He's got a 2.25 second lead at the moment, so let's hope those pedals hold out.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving it a red hot go. He was going to start from pit lane, and I said, no, mate, just get in there. Even if you just hold everyone up over the hill, don't worry about it. Give it a go. And we all got held up on the run-up Mountain Straight. I think it was three wide into Quarry for the first time, which was pretty fun. I just wasn't going to back out and give the guys an easy pass. So, giving David the break that he needs, and we'll just have to see if he can hold it.
Yeah, I must say you did look quite vulnerable there in the first half a lap till things settled down, and at one point I thought you might have been going down to about fourth or fifth as you came through Griffin's Bend for the first time up into the cutting, and it looked like you definitely had your hands full out there.
Yeah, I did. I run very low pressures, and it does make you vulnerable on the first couple of laps, but then it's just Rip City from then on, so you just have to hang on and do your best, you know. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting. I was confident that the guys would freak out, and I think that they did, but yeah, it's still pretty edgy.
Yeah, that's right. And from your practice experience going around Mount Panorama, I'm just going to ask you how you found the dynamic track. Does it make a huge difference around here as the track rubbers up?
Yeah, I think it is getting progressively faster, and particularly with this cool weather, the rubber doesn't slick up like some of the races I've done during the week. It definitely has the opposite to the desired effect. But this is pretty good around here, and I do think at the end of a 50-minute run, they will have picked up quite a bit of speed.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that, and we'll just see if Adrian has any questions for you while we've got you here, Richard.
Yeah, thanks, Bernie. Richard, it's good to see you back in the booth. Not for the good points, though, obviously, but always a pleasure having you up in the booth. And we get you here in the last round. How's the plans going forward for next season? I know it's early, but I'm sure you guys have obviously got a plan for next season and running the series next season. Is there plans to run a little bit longer than this year?
Yeah, so we've been working away with Trent Thomas and Matt Wilkins. We've formed an open wheeler league for next year, the Oceania Formula League, and we plan on running 14 rounds as triple header race meetings. So, and we've got a draft schedule. We're just having to hold the cards a bit close to our chest right now in terms of putting anything out, because some of the other major sporting events that we don't want to clash with aren't confirmed yet. So, we don't want to be scheduled on the same time as Formula One races if it's going to get into the viewing time and that sort of thing. But we're looking at starting probably in February, running on what would be pretty consistently a 3-week cycle. There'll be a couple of variations because of holidays and whatnot, but yeah, 14 rounds as triple headers, so it looks really exciting at the moment. And we're holding our breath on announcements from iRacing about the Formula Renault, so we don't necessarily want to commit to the Skip Barber. We might migrate this to the 2-litre Formula Renault.
Oh, great. So definitely things are progressing well for next season, and obviously the I racers out there that are keen on racing in the Skip Barber or the Star Mazda or even the Formula One, to be that fact, go and check out your forums, have a look there, and obviously the information will get there earlier. But no, thanks, Richard. Always good to get you up here and get a view of how things are. It's always been a pleasure having you up here, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. In the meantime, while people are waiting for us to restart next year, of course, we've got our Monday Lights, which is a skip series to promote strength of field racing for the skip. So that's Monday nights at 9:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we run a pretty interesting scoring system that allows drivers who are consistent in the second split to have a shot. And that's been really successful. So we'll keep that going through season 4.
And that's right, and that will be broadcast by RRTV as well, which is fantastic. And I believe yourself and we may have Mike Matheson will jump into the box when he can to commentate on that race.
Yeah, that's right, Benny. Mike and I are quite keen to get in and support it. We'll get a couple of other commentators to join in from time to time, but plan to commit to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And before you go, Richard, I'm going to put you on the spot. Hopefully you can jump on board with David Buda as he starts his next lap. And I might get you to tell the viewers a bit about a lap around here on Mount Panorama.
Yeah, sure. I've got him just coming through the cutting now, yeah?
Yeah, we'll wait until he actually comes down onto the main straight, and then we're going to jump to you and you can talk the viewers around a lap here of Mount Panorama, if you don't mind.
No, happy to do that, Benny. That'll be good.
And while we're waiting for David to go through, folks, at the moment Mick Gray, Anthony Mansorella and Kevin Henderson continue battling it out here for 4th, 5th and 6th position. They've got about a 6-second gap at the moment over Ben Conroy in 7th, and they've got 6 seconds to try to catch up to Graham Morrell and Kevin Willman. But tell you what, while those three fight, they're not going to be able to make that gap up. And in the meantime, David Buda has stretched that lead now to 6.5 seconds. So that's what happens around here when you have a bit of a fight.
Yeah, certainly does, Bernie, and just to show, the more you battle, the slower it takes. So David's really skipping away with this now.
Yeah, he certainly is. We can see David Buda here now, our race leader, our driver champion, and one of the members of Relentless Racing of the team champions as well. Quite a hat-trick here. If he's not only taken pole position, he's got fastest lap, and if his pedals hold out, he may even win this race, which would be fantastic for Relentless Racing. But as we come down now into Murray's Corner, I'm going to hand over to Richard Craig and he can talk you around Mount Panorama.
Yeah, trail braking into Murray's, get the car to rotate early as you can on the throttle. Second gear corner, picking up 4th along the straight here, and he'll chop down 2 gears into Hill Corner. Again, trail braking and getting the car to rotate, picking up the throttle nice and early. This mountain straight seems to go on forever in these cars, but he'll pick up 5th gear just after the Pedders sign. And round about the 50 metre board, just brush the brakes down a couple of gears, hold it in nice and tight. David's run a bit wide there. Not ideal. Would have lost a couple of tenths doing that. I go up to 4th here. Yeah, he's going to take 4th. Down 2 gears into the cutting. Let the car roll around the apex. Back on the power again. I think David is struggling with the pedals. That's throttle control that he's missing there. Up into 4th. Over the top of the hill here. This is all about being incredibly smooth, not letting the car slide, keeping it very, very straight, full throttle all the way through. Get the car lined up early here, come over the top. Down a gear into Skyline. Again, very smooth inputs required down here. Sounds like David's doing it in 3rd. You don't want to race the car too much here. You want to just get get early on the brakes, get yourself well set up here for Forest Elbow for an early throttle onto Conrod Straight. Taking it up to 5th gear and hitting about 130 miles an hour on your own as you come into the Caltex chase down here. Give yourself plenty of room so you don't scrub off speed going into the chase. Believe it or not, it's possible to lose a couple of miles an hour if you don't get the line just right here. Down a couple of gears. Take curb inside and out. Run up curb on the outside here. Running down to Murray's just before this dirty patch in front of us. Hard on the brakes, down 2 gears. Rotate the car from the throttle nice and early. And yeah, so it's showing that Dave's got a bit of problem. That was a 2:36, so that's a couple of seconds off the pace that he's been running. Dave put in a 2:27.8, I think it was, in qualifying yesterday, which is an epically fast time and well on world record pace.
Well, thanks for calling that, Richard. That was fantastic insight into what goes in to driving a skip Barber around here competitively. While Richard was calling that, folks, Kevin Henderson has had a moment on the mountain. He's continuing, but he's down in 7th position behind Ben Conroy now, so he's definitely had an incident out there, but he's continuing without any damage to that car. Just going to have a look at the replay just to see what did happen to Kevin here. You can see it looks like it has occurred coming through the chase. Yeah, he's run wide there coming through the chase, and that's the second incident he's had, but he must have come unstuck somewhere to force him to come down 7 positions here. We'll go back.
Yeah, Kevin's blown a few engines going into the chase, so it's good that he's still running.
Yeah, well, we lost Josh Anderson there. He basically blew his motor there, downshifting.
Oh, and Dave Butter's gone round at Forest Elbow. Graham Morrell has collected him as he comes around the corner, and Dave's car is missing the front end.
That's terrible news for our race leader at the moment. We're just having a look at Kevin Henderson, but horrible news there for our race leader. We'll try and bring you the action, folks.
Yeah, he's definitely got suspension damage as well as missing the front of his car. And there would have been yellow flags coming down the hill there, so we need to have a look at that. I wonder why Graham didn't observe those.
Yeah, we definitely will, and we do have race stewards here that will be reviewing this after the race. We're just catching the incident now as he's coming down towards Forest Elbow here, and we'll just stay with this. Yeah, you can just see the back end letting loose there. That looks like that may have been possibly pedal trouble because he locked up. You can see him reversing here, trying to get back out. He's got 6 seconds. Oh, Graham Morrell just takes out the nose of him, and that was quite clumsy, it must be said.
Yeah, so if Dave's having trouble with pedals, you really need to be very precise on your throttle control to balance the car with the brake as you come down the hill there. So we've ended up with 2 bent Relentless Racing cars in pit lane, Bernie.
Yeah, well, we put the mockers on him, but it looked like that may have been pedal trouble he had there because he did actually lock the brakes up, and it didn't look like he was releasing them anytime soon.
Yeah, I'd say that's what it is. You need to just keep a little bit of trailing throttle in there as you come down the hill. So he said to me his throttle was sometimes, spontaneously revving the car up. So he might have got a bit of push at a very inopportune time coming down the hill there into the elbow.
And as we can see there, folks, David Buda has parked his car next to Richard Craig's car. So we have 2 dead, relentless racing cars side by sides there in the pits, which is unfortunate for you guys today, Richard.
Yeah, I think we'll need a screenshot of that for a promo for next year, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. But at the moment, Graham Morrell is our race leader. He's got quite a bent car there. He's been involved in 2 incidents today, but he's leading with 5.4 seconds over Mick Gray. So Mick Gray's having a good run here. He's normally in the top 10, but at the moment he's looking at a podium position with 22 minutes to go.
Hasn't time gone here, Bernie? Definitely moved along here, and Mick's doing a fantastic job here. He struggled halfway through the season here. We've seen him having a trouble, and he's just spun out, Bernie, giving him the commentator's curse there.
You're to blame. You're talking about him when he spun, so you can explain why you're talking him up. So that
Dave Boyder has just confirmed that the throttle came on and the run into Forest Elbow when he didn't need it to.
Yeah, so that's the pedal. So let's hope he can fix that shortly. We've seen quite a few hardware failures occur during this championship, but like real racing, I guess it does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And Dave won't be too disappointed. He's just ordered himself a pair of the Hiskfeld Engineering Pro pedals, so he's waiting on those very, very eagerly.
Yeah, that's a serious commitment. So David must definitely like his racing.
Yeah, very serious. Well, they're a couple of grand, aren't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. You'd have to be pretty serious, but we might have to organise some sort of relentless racing party over at his place.
There's a plan, Bernie. Do that.
So we're just having a look through the field at the moment, folks. The field is getting stretched out quite a bit, but I'll take you through the field now so you can see where your favourite drivers are at this stage. Oh, and
Bernie, Graham Morrell has just hit the wall and skyline, and that's the end of his race.
Yeah, I just caught that, and we'll jump back and have a look at that replay. So it's coming across here to Skyline now, just entering Skyline. We can see him coming around on entering into Skyline now. It's looking good as he's coming into the entry. Oh, he's got it sideways coming. No, yes, he has. He's lost it on exit and hit hard onto Skyline, onto that inner wall. And I recall a few super V8 supercar drivers coming to grief at that part of the circuit. So that will be the end of Graham's race. So that means Anthony Mansorella has inherited the race, if I can get rid of super slow-mo. So at the moment, folks, we have Anthony Mansorella in the lead of this race, followed by Ben Conroy 2 seconds down. So this has closed it up a little bit more. Kevin Willman sitting in third position at the moment. Kevin Henderson back up into fourth. Then we have Mick Gray sitting there in fifth after his spin a couple of laps ago. Sixth is Ben Seidel. Seventh, Michael Thomas. Eighth, Jason Willman. Ninth, we have Darren Lesu, and Darren is in the pits at the moment taking his scheduled stop. So it must be coming up to pit stop time. Troy Duffin is still out there. He was involved in that incident with Richard Craig earlier. He's sitting in 10th position and still circulating. Graham Morrell has retired from this race after we saw him come unstuck at the Skyline. Kurt Marr sitting in 12th at the moment. He's also had a bit of bad luck out there, but he's continuing on. Then we have David Buda, who has retired from this race. Stephen Davies also has had trouble during the race and circulating in 14th, and then Richard Craig and Josh Anderson have both retired. Richard came unstuck with contact with Graham Morrell we saw earlier, and Josh Anderson blew a motor coming into the chase.
So I think Ben Conroy's been given a gift card here, Bernie. Had that incident early on and now in second place, so doing a great job out there, Bernie.
Certainly is. It's closed up the front here. If you look at the top 3 second gap now, and we're coming into the pit stop time, and I guess, Richard, they're going to have to do a pit stop, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. It's about a 4.6 gallon total fuel consumption for the race. Most of them would have started on 3.1 gallons, so they'd be looking at putting in about 1.5, 1.6. The pace is down a bit, so I don't think I was calculating 21 laps. They're probably not going to make 21 laps at this pace, so maybe 20. I don't know if the boys will be adjusting their numbers on the fly.
We've got Anthony Mansorella coming in now. That's on lap 12. Ben Conroy chose to stay out. He could have jumped in behind him, but he's decided to do another lap here. So having a look at pit stop times, we're looking at around about a 15.3 second stop, as we can see now Anthony taking service. Kevin Henderson also into the pits at the moment. We have Ben Seidel behind him in. They're all coming in now. And Michael Thomas has also decided to take his pit stop.
I'm a bit surprised that Ben and Kevin Willman didn't take that opportunity to stay with Anthony on the same rotation.
Yeah, that's right. Ben could have jumped in there. He was right behind him at that stage, but maybe he's feeling he can do a faster lap and try to undercut him, I guess. Having a look at our pit times at the moment, folks, Anthony Mansorella, 17.3 second stop. Kevin Henderson, 16.3 seconds. Darren Lesu, 15.3. Ben Seidel, 14.4. Michael Thomas did a 17 second. Jason Willman, he's looking like he's throwing tyres on that, or he's had some sort of penalty, because he's well over 30 seconds at this stage. That's going to cost him.
Yeah, because it's a very tricky entry into pit lane after you've been going quite fast. It gets very tight and quite easy to carry too much speed in.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what's happened to Jason. He's still in the pits. It's been a 53-second stop. I'm at a bit of a loss of what's happened there. But, Richard, while you're here, did you want to interview your teammate David Buda?
Oh, yes, David. What a shame, mate. You started off really well, given the troubles you had with your pedals, Dave, and I thought you were going to be able to hold it, but we did see the problem you had at Forest Elbow. That's a real shame, and sad way to end the year.
Yeah, it's been a good season, though, I must say. Just the way it goes, really. They were working just as well as they have all day for the first couple of laps, and then I started getting 95% throttle, and as I came into Forest Elbow, looks like the throttle just stuck open a little bit, and I couldn't hold on to it. But oh well, sad to hit Graham there. I had a bit more time, but oh well. You had a bit of an adventure as well, huh?
Yeah, I did, but there would have been a yellow flag for him coming down the hill. Didn't look like he really adjusted his speed that much, so that is a real shame. But mate, we've got to say congratulations to you, because regardless of how you finished today, you have won the inaugural Australia-New Zealand Skip Barber Championship. So congratulations, mate. And we've taken out the team event, so congratulations on that too.
Yeah, congratulations to you as well. I'm very proud to have been able to win the championship, even though if it was a matter of attendance. Makes a huge difference, doesn't it, with a few guys missing quite a few rounds, which was but they're all the same. Yep, very proud to have won it. It was very difficult, lots of pretty quick people running around, so I've got to be doing something right, I guess.
Oh, I think you've driven superbly, mate. Very intelligently. Been patient when you needed, and you've pushed hard when you needed to push hard as well. And credit to you to have won, because as you say, there's been some very stiff competition, and there are a few absentees today. We had to push the race back because of the new build and some issues with surface and other bits and pieces in the new build. And so, Colin Surtees, for example, was over in Singapore watching the Formula One Grand Prix, and Troy Burgess is over in New Zealand. So it was just unfortunate that it messed up some of the planning for the other guys. But been well supported this year, hasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it has. It's a great bunch of people, and all running. Everybody's getting quicker too. That's a bit scary.
I'll hand you over to Bernie for some last thoughts, mate.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, David, bad luck with that pedal failure, but first up, Richard and I have decided you're going to hold a party at your place when you get those new pedals. And we're all coming over for a barbie, and we might even test those pedals out as well. But you're looking very strong out there. You had a 6.6 second lead. From what Richard told us, it looked like you had some sort of a pedal failure there coming into Forest Elbow. So was that a total failure, or was it just the pedals just glitching out at that bad moment?
Well, the pedals had been good up until about lap 3, and then the top of the stroke disappeared, so I was running on about 97%, I think. And then the real problem is when you lift off the throttle, that just comes on to about 5% throttle, and it was changing. It was an adventure every lap, to be honest. It changed every lap, and as I was going into Forest Elbow there, the throttle just stayed open a little bit, and I braked maybe a little too hard, and the front started, and then the rear went, and well, that's the way it happens. All happened pretty quick.
Certainly did. And one question I've got for you, we're racing on dynamic track around here. We started at about 30% rubbered in. Did the track change much during the race while you're out there?
I must say I didn't notice it too much. I didn't manage to do too many laps. I have noticed a little bit of it rubbering in through qualifying. It seemed to get a little bit quicker towards the end of it. But maybe the effect was minimal on the time I was out there, sadly. I think I was only out there for about 15 minutes. Pardon me.
Yeah, we're just having a look at the chopper cam of our race leader, Anthony Mansorella, here, and we can see through the corners, we can see the rubbering effect coming in through the corners, especially entering Skyline, so it'll be interesting to get their thoughts at the end of this race. But anyway, David, congratulations taking out your driver championship. Congratulations to both to yourself and Richard for the team championship. At the moment you've taken pole. You did have fastest lap, but Kevin Willman's taken that off you. But anyway, we hope to see you during the Monday lights.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Thank you to you, Adrian, Rich, and everybody that's Kurt Maher, who's put a bit of work in as well. Everybody that's helped the championship out. It's been a real blast. I've enjoyed every race.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for popping in, and we'll let you go, and we'll get back to calling the last 9 minutes of this race.
Have fun.
So folks, that was David Buda, your 2015 Australian New Zealand Skip Barber Championship for 2015. So anyway, at the moment, Ben Conroy did make his pit stop while we were talking to David. 16.1 seconds compared to 17.3 seconds, which brought him pretty much straight out behind Anthony Mansorella. So Ben Conroy is in second. That gap at the moment, though, has crawled back out to 3 seconds. So it looks like Anthony's got the pace out here at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly does, and holding his pace and line and doing a great job there. And I think he's one of the guys that have probably struggled the most here, Bernie, in this series with bad luck. I think he's outdone Richard this year for bad luck on on race day.
Yeah, well, we know Richard's had some bad luck earlier in the season, so yeah, it's good to see them having a good result here. And I tell you what, Adrian, you're sounding a little bit nervous there, mate. I guess you're jumping in the Star Mazda for the final round of Ozsmack shortly.
Yeah, Bernie, jumping in that car. Yeah, getting a little bit nervous because just watching these boys having issues around here, and the Star Mazda's got a lot more grip, and yeah, I'm more scared about hitting the walls up near the top and getting in the road. That's going to be the scary thing, that's for sure.
Oh, you'll be right, mate. Just you know what to do. Hold your line, and you'll be fine. Hey, that's good. We should make a T-shirt out of that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one, Bernie. Hold your line, you'll be fine. Sponsored by RRTV. That'd be an awesome little shirt, mate.
Yeah, so folks, if you want your RRTV coffee cups, let us know, and I'll ship them out to you super quick. But 7.5 minutes to go here. Probably only about 3 laps remaining of this race. Anthony Mansarella is in the lead, 3 seconds over Ben Conroy. Kevin Willman in a very beat up car, it must be said, sitting in 3rd position with the 3-second gap over Mick Gray, who's having a great race there in 4th. Kevin Willman's trying to close in 2 seconds down the track, sitting in 5th position. And then we have Ben Seidel in 6th, Darren Lesu 7th, 8th is Michael Thomas, 9th Troy Duffin, and rounding out our top 10 and our last car, well, as 3rd last car circulating, 1 lap down is Kurt Marr.
Yeah, viewers, if you do get a cup, can you reckon you pinch another one off Bernie so I can get one? Because even this poor old commentator don't have one of those cups yet. I'm still waiting for one.
Yeah, I'll send you one. How's that? That can be your Christmas present. But a bit of news here on Jason Willman. He did a 517-second stop, and the reason for that was he was undertaking car repairs. He's out there at the moment in 13th and 3 laps down at this stage.
Well, that'll explain his long stop then, Bernie, but got the car repaired a little bit so he could drive it and finish the race. So just keen to finish the last race of the year, obviously.
Yeah, that's right. It's good to go out on a bit of a high note here to wrap up the championship, and it's great to see we had 19 drivers qualify, and we've had 16 turn up for the race. So that's good. That's a good turnout to see the 2015 season off with a bit of a bang here. But at the moment, Ben Conroy has closed the gap a little bit. 2.5 seconds is the gap at the line, and now down to 2.2. So with 5 minutes to go, 2 laps, I'd say Anthony's just managing that gap now and making sure he doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Bernie. Just bring this car home and get a podium, get that win for the season, get the last one, and get rewarded for all the hard work he's done for the year, and driving a good race here today. Yeah,
he certainly is, and he's always driven pretty good races out there for Evolution Racing Australia, and they're sponsored by Maverick Welding, I think.
Yeah, you're right there, Bernie. He's had his fair share of bad luck, that's for sure, and struggled through this season. But we know he can drive the car quite quickly. So he's taken this lead and grabbed it with both hands and run away with it. And well done to him today.
And I tell you what, Ben's not letting him go. He is closing that gap. It's down to 2 seconds now. But it'll be interesting to see how much of a gap he can close on this. I doubt he's going to have enough to close it to take this race out with 4 minutes to go. They're lapping in around about the 2:29s, so they're going to get this lap in and probably one more after that.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit of time, but yeah, he's going to have to drop that time down by a significant amount this lap as well. just to even get a shot to have a look at his rear wing there and see if he can do something about it. But big effort here for Ben to try and get the first place position, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, the gap is 1.8 seconds now. He took 0.6 of a second out, so based on those numbers, if he continues going the way he's going, he'll probably be about 0.8 of a second down on Anthony at the end of this race.
We'll see how he goes here. If he can close up a little bit more, especially before he gets out of the Forest Elbow here and gets that sniff of that draft down the Conrod Straight here, he could close in a little bit more, and we know these cars love the draft, so he'll be a little bit quicker down back of the Conrod if he gets this draft.
Yeah, well, that's right. Once you get in that draft, you can close quickly. I'm just, we're on board with Anthony Mansorella here. I'm just listening to him just to see if he's lifting, because I doubt it's the case, but maybe he's having to conserve fuel with 2.5 minutes to go of this race.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be trying to save fuel, that's for sure, especially with someone behind you. I know it's a bit of a gap there and you could probably manage it, but yeah, you don't want to be trying to save fuel or conserve fuel, that's for sure.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem to be conserving fuel. He's not lifting off any earlier than he would normally be, so I'd say he doesn't have a fuel issue. But at the moment, that gap, Ben Conroy, 1.8 seconds, so Anthony has reacted to that and is maintaining that gap with 1 minute 48 to go of this race.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, Ben's definitely trying to push this car closer and closer, so you know, he definitely wants to catch up on the back here and try and fight for that first position, but this last lap around the mountain, I can't see him doing it, Bernie.
No, we're riding with Ben at the moment as we come up Mountain Straight. This will be for the last time. He's not quite into that draft yet, but that's definitely what he's trying to do, is close enough to get in that draft down Conrod Straight for the last time of this great race today.
Yeah, so the key now is to try and gain as much time as he can. I think he's just got to find that grenade across the top, which is a big ask there, and as I keep dropping out there for a bit, but if he can get within 1.2 seconds of Anthony here, he can get the draft, so it'll be quite interesting if he can close down that much.
Well, he's definitely trying. That gap's down to 1.5 seconds now as they're coming across the top of the mountain into Skyline and down towards the S's for the last time today. The gap's 1.4 seconds as he goes deep into the brakes through the S's down here, down into the dipper. Tell you what, you're right, he's trying to get every ounce out of this car as they're coming down. 9 seconds ago, they'll be showed the white flag shortly. 1.2 seconds, he might just be into the draft, but I don't think he's going to have enough to close it. So as we can see them coming down to Conrod Straight for the last time into the chase, Anthony Mansorella is leading Ben Conroy. The gap is 1.2 seconds at this stage. They get out of the chase cleanly now. One last corner to go, and that's Murray's Corner. As we can see now, Anthony Mansorella for Evolution Racing Australia. One corner to go to take out round 10, and he exits cleanly. This is a great result. Fantastic drive there for Anthony Mansorella. Evolution Racing Australia takes out round 10 of the Australian New Zealand Skip Barber Championship here at Mount Panorama, followed by Ben Conroy. Kevin Willman will come home in, don't know about that. We'll have to wait for the official results there, because Mick Gray and Kevin Henderson were both ahead of Kevin Willman, and I'm just not sure if that happened at the line. We will have a look at that replay now.
So that was a great drive there by Ben to try and run down Anthony, but Anthony just had the medal on him. So great race there by those two at the end there.
Yeah, and it looks like Kevin Willman was passed by Kevin Henderson and Mick Gray coming down out of the chase there. So he's dropped a couple of positions there, unfortunately. But we'll have a look at the final results as they stand. So Anthony Mansorella takes out today's race, followed by Ben Conroy. Kevin Henderson third, Mick Gray fourth. Kevin Willman settles for fifth position. Sixth was Ben Seidel. Darren Lesu seventh. Michael Thomas finishes in eighth position. Ninth was Troy Duffin. 1 lap down, Kurt Marr finished in 10th position. 11th was Stephen Davies, followed by Jason Willman. 3 laps down, Graham Morrell retiring from the race, as did David Buda, Richard Craig and Josh Anderson. So that rounds out our final finishing results there, folks. So Richard, while we've got you up here, what are your final thoughts of today's race?
Well, it's pretty action-packed, I think, isn't it? Quite a few accidents, a few people having a bit of grief on the way through, blown engines and whatnot, and and some good close racing. I was just watching how Kevin lost his place, so it was the run-up Mountain Straight, and Mick took him going into Quarry or Griffins and pushed him out wide, and then Kevin snuck it up the inside while Kevin Henderson snuck it up the inside. So there's been good sharp racing all the way down to the last lap, Bernie. So that's really good, and the guys enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and that's the main thing, isn't it, that they do enjoy their racing, and I'm sure they've enjoyed this fantastic series. Adrian, what are your final thoughts of today's race before we let you go, and you can jump into the Star Mazda?
Yeah, Benny, once again, the boys definitely put it on. Always thought at Bathurst, it always brings in that action where we're going to have issues with racing, whether it's 2 cars together or one on their own, and it's just great racing. Good to see some guys come through. Just a bit of hard luck for the rest of the boys. Richard, David, just coming unstuck there today. More David with technical issues, I suppose. It's a hard thing to do, and I know I can sort of dull your confidence with that sort of issue happening because you've got no control of it. So hard luck to David, but congratulations also though for winning the championship. Same to you, Richard. Congratulations for winning the team championship, and the racing's great. I'm going to look forward to come back next year and broadcast with you again, Bernie, with these skippies, and it should be a load of fun.
Yeah, well, it'll either be the skippies or it could be the Formula Renault, and as soon as we know, folks, we will definitely announce that on our RRTV Facebook channel. So keep an eye on that for any press releases as season 4 progresses, and we look forward to 2016. I tell you what, Richard, thinking of 2016 already is a little bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it does take quite a while to plan. Finding the right slots and getting everything sorted out. There's a surprising amount of work that goes in. And speaking of work, Bernie, we just have to give a massive thanks and congratulations for the effort that you've put in through the year. We started with our first test race at Phillip Island. Was that in January or even December? Last year, so it's been a long haul, and it's been fantastic, mate. You've really put together some fantastic broadcasts, and we've met our goal, haven't we, which was to really lift the awareness of skip Barber racing in Australia and New Zealand and promote it, and that's really come through in spades, so well done, mate, and thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long year, hasn't it, and I'm definitely looking forward to having a bit of a break, but I'm equally looking forward to next year to see where we can go. And as I said earlier, we started with the skippies, and at the end of the year we've got the Oceania Formula Championship established, and I'm keen to see where that takes us for 2016.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite an exciting year next year. Yeah, we've got new cars that we've got. The Formula Renault's coming on board. We've also got some new tracks with the Nürburgring, and I think it's going to be quite interesting. And people getting used to the notion of running race meetings, and maybe some of the guys running in more than one class as well. So look out for the Australian open wheeler championships next year. Should be quite interesting.
Certainly should be, and I'm not going to tell the viewers what is in store, but there will be some new, unique aspects coming to our broadcast for that series. And apart from that, that's all I'm going to tell you at this time. So we're just
that's a good plan. And look, while I'm here, thanks, Adrian, for jumping in and supporting the racing with your commentary, mate. It's really great that you've done that, and good luck. Get yourself into a rhythm, head down, you'll survive it.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. No, it's always a pleasure working with Bernie. Puts on a great show for the viewers, and anything I can to help him out cover these races, because I know it's not an easy task to cover a race by yourself. So having some other person up here talking stuff that he doesn't know and trying to get away with it is quite a challenge. So no, I enjoy it, and it's been fun, and I'm looking forward for next year, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, and we're still waiting confirmation, folks, but it looks like we will be bringing you a broadcast of the Australian Endurance Championship next week, starting Saturday night, would you believe, for the 24-hour Spa. So it should be quite an interesting broadcast, I must say, Adrian.
Yeah, Bernie, 24 hours. Not sure if I'm keen on doing 24 hours, that's for sure. But no, it should be interesting. Whatever time that we're on, which is Bernie's got to obviously confirm yet. But what we broadcast should be interesting, and obviously we'll keep everyone up to date what's going on as well if we don't cover the whole one. So no, it should be a good race, and I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and once again, folks, keep an eye on the RRTV Facebook channel. That's at facebook.com/Redback Racing TV. And we'll be putting up the broadcasting times later on in the week. That race does kick off at 7 p.m. Saturday night, so we'll most likely be bringing you the first 3 hours of the race, maybe more, and definitely the last 3 hours of the race with a possible update in between. But it looks like we're not going to get anyone up for an interview today, Richard.
No, that's a bit disappointing. Don't quite know what the story is with that. Maybe the guys are just all a bit burned out.
Yeah, it could be. They may be having trouble getting into the commentary booth as well. You know, this commentary booth up here at Bathurst is pretty small with the three of us crammed in. I'm not sure if we can fit any more in, but we'll give them another minute or so and then we'll wrap this broadcast up. But folks, it's not the end of the broadcast today. We'll be coming back to see you in half an hour at 2:30 p.m. and Trent Thomas will be bringing the broadcasting or commentating to you with myself doing the broadcasting, and that should be quite an interesting race.
Yeah, certainly will, Bernie. It's going to be interesting for me. I'm not running team collars this week. Chucking a couple of different sponsors on board the car this weekend. So different livery. So watch out. It's a red and black. So a bit of your colours there, Bernie, going on the car, and hopefully I can drive the car home and keep it nice and straight. That's the plan. That's for sure. Definitely going to be tough across the top of the mountain there today.
Certainly will be, and we won't talk you up or give you any of the commentary curse, but it looks like we do have our race winner up here for an interview now, so we're going to jump over and have a chat with Anthony Manzarella.
And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to leave. So thank you, viewers, for watching. Don't forget to press that like button down the bottom of the screen there, just to help Bernie out. And no, thank you once again, Bernie. Viewers, good to be up here. Looking forward. Well, obviously the AUC is my next one with you, Bernie. So keen to watch that. So viewers, watch out for the next one for that one. And I'll see you again soon. I'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. Thanks for doing the commentary with me today, and best of luck in the next race. And remember my old saying.
Yeah, no worries. See you later, guys.
Wait until.
Okay, we have our race winner, Anthony Manzarella from Evolution Racing Australia. Welcome to the commentary box, Anthony. It looked like it was a bit of a race of up and downs with mixed fortunes for some of the drivers, but once you took that lead, it looked unassailable.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, first race win, pretty pumped about that. Obviously, I didn't have a very good qualifying session. Didn't have much practice here at Bathurst with the skip Barber, so I just put in consistent lap time, stayed out of trouble, and looks like I ended up getting the win. So yeah, pretty happy about that.
Yeah, fantastic. And this is the first race we've covered with the dynamic track. The track was about 30% used at the start of this race. The question I guess I've got for you is, did you really notice anything any track changes during the 50-minute race?
Yeah, I saw a bit of a black line starting to appear on most of the corners just from the rubber getting laid down. But in all honesty, the car didn't feel, to be honest, really much different. It did get a little bit grippier towards the front of the car, just a bit of a turn in over the top of the mountain and stuff. But other than that, yeah, it wasn't too much of a drastic change. Maybe if it was a longer race, maybe more rubber would have gone down and definitely more grip would have happened.
Yeah, we could see the lines starting to form through the corners, that's for sure, but the lap times appeared to pretty much stay the same for that whole race.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess it's just a changing thing. iRacing just got to tweak a little bit with the set, with the build and all that. So I'm guessing it's just going to get better and better. And like I said, the car didn't seem too much different, but again, you can definitely feel a little bit of a change to the car. The tyres were definitely getting grippier and grippier. So, yeah.
Yeah, and just tell the viewers a bit about your experience out here today for the final round. Did you have any big moments or anything that jumped out at you that you wanted, apart from kangaroos, that you wanted to tell the viewers about?
Yeah, no kangaroos today. Yeah, but there was one moment early in the race. I don't know who spun at Forest Elbow, but I was just sitting behind Mick Gray and come around the Forest Elbow, and then the spotter wasn't telling me where the car was. It did tell me that someone had spun, but I didn't know if it was on the right side or the left side. So I've come around the corner, and then I was going to pull out on the apex, and he was right there. I don't know who it was, but a bit of a jump, and I think Kevin Henderson was a little bit worried about me pulling out in front of him as well. So apart from that, I just kept this pace up and made sure I didn't hit any walls, and that was about it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's quite possibly may have been the race leader at the time, David Buda, who had a pedal failure coming into Forest Elbow, which pretty much ended his race. So that could have explained that little incident there at all. But apart from that, fairly smooth sailing for you today.
Yeah, it's just one of those tracks where you just got to keep 100% concentration, especially over the top of the mountain. Like, you got walls all over the place, and any one little mistake can cost you the race. As you said, like David Buda obviously having a pedal failure, things like that happen, and the car was fine throughout the whole race. So it was a matter of just keeping it off the walls and sailing to the end, really. And I noticed that Ben Kondo was catching me, so it was putting a bit of pressure on me not to make a mistake either. But I got there in the end. I was just waiting for that white flag just to come out. So yeah, we were all happy.
Yeah, and Mount Panorama is probably a pretty hard track for the little Skippy to go. Can you tell the viewers how much on the edge you have to be in these cars to get a decent time around Mount Panorama?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, on the edge, especially over the top of the mountain, I could say. The rest of the track, like down the bottom, first couple corners and that, are not too bad. But definitely when you're coming over Skyline and over McPhillamy, the car gets really, really loose. You don't want to put too much brake pressure either. You want to keep a bit of throttle pressure too, just because it just settles the car as you come into the braking corners. So I noticed when I was in practice, I was just trying to find a sweet spot, but I pushed a bit too hard as I came over Brock Skyline and put a bit too much brake, and the rears lock up, and then you're in the wall straight away. You got no chance of saving it. So yeah, it's just one of those tracks where you just got to be really, really careful, really nice smooth inputs, and that's how you get the quick lap times.
Yeah, and we saw earlier in the race, Graham Morrell actually came unstuck doing exactly that over Brock Skyline. Got a bit loose on exit and straight into that wall there with nowhere to go. So Bathurst definitely did bite today. But before we let you go, Anthony, I'm going to just hand you over to Richard Craig and see if he's got any further questions for you.
Hey Anthony, congratulations on your win today, mate. It was, a case of just stay in there, I guess, as all the drama unfolded around you. So you did a good job. Now, towards the end, were you managing the gap with Ben, or was he just coming at you? And what did you have up your sleeve there at the end?
Oh, honestly, I probably had nothing in the tank. I was just like I said, just hitting apexes, just trying to be quick. But like I was saying to Bernie, I didn't have much practice here in the skip Barber at Bathurst lately, so it's been a while since I've come to this track, and I was just trying to get up to grip still with the car. And yeah, Ben, I was just looking at my relative, and I saw Ben slowly chipping away with those tenths dropping. But I was just making sure I just kept it off the walls and just hopefully was waiting for the time to run down.
Oh, you did a good job at the end. I know it can be pretty nerve-wracking as you say, those tenths are slipping away, and then you've got to nail corners like Murray's, and it's so easy to get the back end light and come around on you. So I thought you kept your head really well and just controlled that at the end to make sure you got home safely. So congratulations again, mate. Really good effort.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Fantastic. Well, before we let you go, Anthony, do you want to give a shout out to your team and your sponsors?
Yeah, like usual, thanks to Evolution Racing Australia for having me aboard and all the great work they do, and thanks to the sponsors Demidov Innovations and Maverick Welding for coming aboard with us.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for popping in, Anthony, and I guess we'll see you possibly in the Monday Lights, or what other racing have you got teed up for the rest of the week for yourself?
I don't know if you saw on the forums, but yeah, I've been doing the V8s last season. I'm probably going to do another season of the V8 Supercars, maybe jump into the Monday Lights. I saw you guys in that now, and it's a great job you guys do with the broadcast and everything. So yeah, if I have a bad race in the V8, then maybe I'll jump over to the 915 SOF race in the Skippies and run with you guys. But yeah, other than that, my focus is pretty much the V8 Supercar for now, just trying to get some quick laps on that. So it's definitely a tough car to drive compared to this car.
It certainly is. It's an absolute handful. No offence to the V8 Supercar guys out there, but it's definitely a unique car to learn to drive, that's for sure. But anyway, Anthony, thanks for popping in, and best of luck with the V8 Supercars, and hopefully we'll see you back in the Skippy at some point.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, guys. Have a good day, Bernie and Richard. Cheers.
Okay, Richard, well, thanks for jumping into the commentary box here and helping to call this race today. We're looking for drive of the day. I'm not sure who to pick at this stage.
I was just looking at the results table, and I was thinking exactly that, and we tend not to give it to the person that came in first, because coming first is its own reward, but Anthony started in 15th today and brought it home. But behind him, Ben Conroy in 7th, Kevin Henderson in 9th, Mick Gray in 8th. So good performances all round. So I suppose it's about the solid charging, keeping at it. I'm inclined to give it to either Ben Conroy or Kevin Henderson. Kevin had a couple of moments though which sort of detract, so I think drive of the day, Ben Conroy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Ben Conroy was definitely giving it its all, wasn't he, in the closing laps there. So, but it'd have to be a very close between Anthony and Ben. But Anthony won the race today, so I think we'll give that to Ben Conroy for drive of the day. So, Anyway, folks, we better wrap this broadcast up, but it's not the end of today's broadcasting. We will be back at 2:30 today to cover the final round of the Open Star Mazda Australian Championship, which will be coming to you again from Bathurst today, and looking forward to it. But on behalf of Richard Craig, Adrian Jarvis, I am Bernie Weemus, and you've been watching RRTV.